Hey guys, we got the new set. We got the new set. I'm happy. I think you're happy too. I'm happy. We're in the new room. Obviously, this room isn't finished. It's still gonna take a tiny bit. I got 3, maybe 4 more shelves I gotta build. I got a second table I gotta build. I only have 1 right now because they're pretty small, so I built 2. And obviously we need manga to fill up all these shelves right here. But I got, in my opinion, we looking pretty good. I think we look kind of good. We got the manga in the back with the One Piece box sets up there. You can't see up here, but there's also box sets top of here. When I get more box sets, obviously I'm gonna put them on the other shelves as well. Whew. All right, let's just start the video off. So let's start it at the worst manga, and then we're gonna go to the best. So we're gonna do 10 different reviews, but they're gonna be pretty short, and I just kind of want to talk about them. So number 10, we have, I don't even know what you would call this, but it's the Tatsuki Fujimoto Before Chainsaw Man 1721, all of his short stories. And I don't actually hate this. I don't actually dislike it at all. I actually like it. I like it. It's good. I just don't really know where to put it. I don't really know where to rank it. And I also have a goal in my head. I have a goal, for this channel, for the manga and stuff. I want to review every single series that I read. And obviously, I can't make a video about every single series. Well, I could, but that would be boring. No one would watch that. So instead, I'm going to just do these videos where I just put 10 reviews into one. So I actually have to be talking about this series, though. So the Tatsuki Fujimoto short stories, it's good. I like it. I definitely like the story about that one guy, he catches the bullet and changes the guy's common sense. That one was pretty good. Also the one about he wanted to confess to this girl, it's pretty wholesome and pretty funny. But the one about the aliens and the chickens and stuff, it was I didn't really like the art style. I didn't really like it very much. And the one about the girl and the vampire, I also liked that one too. There was 4 stories, but nothing really astonishing. Nothing really made me feel crazy emotions. They made me feel something, but not crazily. And you can't really get attached to these characters since it's only 1 chapter of the story, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a single one of these guys' names either. So it's kind of a down, obviously it's not the guy's fault. And I don't think he wrote these thinking that he was going to be publishing them anyway. But you definitely can't get attached to the characters. But they do have cool, messages between them and cool stories. But I don't really like the art style very too much. I'm not a big fan of Tatsuki Fujimoto's art. But I do like the action scene in Chainsaw Man. But, not the character art. I don't really like it very much. But I do like Tatsuki Fujimoto as a writer, and you know what? It's fairly well written. I did like it, but it has to be last. So that's Tatsuki Fujimoto 1721, number 10. Number 9, the 9th worst. Now I know that sounds bad, but I actually like every single one of these series. Actually, one of these series I consider a masterpiece. So take that with what you will. At number 10, I have Candy and Cigarettes. I bought volume 1 and 2, and I like it. I actually really like it. I like the main girl. I like her. I like the other guy too. He says some really cool lines. He's really a badass too. He's an old man who can kick shit. He's really cool. Especially that line about he said if he was literally gonna fight God if he could to save his grandson's life. That's literally insane. Bro's literally on some shit. But other than that, I liked it. Nothing groundbreaking, but the art is really good. I really like the art. Love the art style. Really like the characters, the main 3 characters. You have this girl, the other guy, and what's her name? The other girl who has the secret organization and stuff. Actually, I should probably talk about the plot too. Basically, 2 guys, this girl, she's a little tiny girl, but she's an assassin. And this other guy, he used to be some kind of cop or FBI agent, but now he's an assassin because he needs money for his grandson's surgery. Or because he has a rare medical disease, he needs money for the surgery and stuff. So he goes to this library and he finds this little girl, and he wants to be a part of this assassination group where they just assassinate people who are like corrupt or big names or stuff like that. And the main, I guess, driving point, I don't know if it's like the main plot, but this girl, her parents died. Well, the lighting's being shitty. Her parents died by this one guy, and they're just trying to, but it's like the main mafia boss guy, and they're trying to kill him. That's like the main point of the story. And you know what? I find it to be really, really good. The emotional moments hit, especially the one with, in volume 2, I think, of, not her, like the other girl. Those emotional moments hit, and you know, most of these guys are corrupt, they're just there to be killed. But also, like, there was one guy who was like, he actually was kind of likable. And we're also, the world building is pretty cool too, because you have all these other people who are terrible, and then you have these other assassin groups that were made, and, you know, other characters and stuff, little side characters. And overall, very, very good. Doesn't do anything outstanding, you know. Like, it does a lot of good things, and there's nothing really bad about it, but it doesn't really do anything outstanding either. So, it kind of, by default, has to be one of the worst here. That's Candy and Cigarettes by, who is that? I probably should say who is by. Tomonori Inoue. Story and art. Alright, number 8. We have Wand Dance. I actually really like this one. I love the main character. Wand Dance. This guy wants to dance. And he has a stutter too. It's pretty cool, because I used to have a stutter. I still have one too. But, this guy is pretty cool. He has a stutter, and he doesn't really like to talk very much because he has this stutter. And one day he meets this girl who's dancing, but she's dancing in a way that's so freely and so not based on people's judgment, I guess. I don't know. And he joins this dance group, and apparently he's like one of the best there, apparently. And he's just learning how to dance. Now, I'm going to have some pros and some cons. Pros, the emotional moments hit. It's just about this guy trying to become a better dancer. And you have all these other characters, too, who are also becoming better dancers. Also, number 2, there's some, like, romanticism in here, too, as well, I guess. And it's actually played very well, I guess. I mean, it's not, like, anything, you know, amazing, but it's played very well as well. Okay. Also, what I really like is the side characters. The side characters are also pretty cool. That's really about it. I do have one problem, and that's the art style. I'm not a big fan of the art style. They kind of have, like, these chibi characters where, they have, like a small body and, like, a small, like, cutesy, tiny face, and I'm not a big fan of that. Also, the dance scenes are, like, really well drawn. Really well drawn. Yeah. Like, the art isn't anything special, but when they start dancing and shit, you can, like, actually tell, like, how they're dancing and stuff. And I think that's really sick. At least for me. And you can also learn stuff about dance, too. I'm not a big dancer, but, you know, you learn shit about dancing, too. That's really it. Some of the characters can be a bit one note, like the captain. She doesn't really do much besides being a captain. And yeah, that's really all of Wand Dance. It's nothing. Like I said, I doubt I was ever gonna make a pure video on this, unless in the next volumes it's like amazing and becomes a masterpiece. Yeah, but it's really good. That's Wand Dance. All right, whatever. Oh, I forgot to say about Wand Dance as well. There's some times where they're like characters are literally just talking for like 20 pages. It gets so boring. I can't stand it. Even though the emotional moments are really sick and the action is really cool. Dancing. The dancing is like really cool, and they have competitions and stuff and rivalries with different schools and shit. That's so awesome. But it gets so boring sometimes. I can't take it. Number 7, Kaiju number 8. Reason, I'm not going to make a video on this, and I'm just going to bust a review out right here. I don't care very much about it. I think it's very good. I like how we get a different perspective of the main character, because usually you have like this teenage boy who like wants to find himself or whatever. This guy, he's already found himself. He's like 30, and he just wants to become this army guy who defeats the Titans and shit. Basically, this is Attack on Titan, but better. So, really, it's just a lot funnier, too. It's actually had some really great comedy, and the art is amazing, by the way. The art is beautiful. The fight scenes are great. Only problem I have with it, the characters are kind of one note. Like, you have all these other... I keep saying that, oh, the character is one note, the character is one note. Like, literally, there's a girl who's, like, who's blonde hair, and her only personality trait is she's good at defeating them, and she likes to insult the main character. Okay, well, that's one character. Alright, well, there's also this white-haired guy, and he wants to follow his dreams. And, okay, what about someone else? Oh, and there's also this other guy, there's this other girl who, like, the best one there, she's quiet. She's quiet. And the main character is actually pretty well developed. And I think he's pretty cool as well, because he's very funny, very all this other stuff. Oh, yeah, forgot. There's this other guy who has a bowl cut, and he's also good at his job. And he doesn't trust the main character. Cool, what else? You see what I mean? The characters can be a tiny bit one note. Maybe it's because I haven't read it in a while, and I have to read Volume 5 anyway. It literally just came out, and I gotta read it. But other than that, it's good. Sorry, I don't know what to say. It's good, but this is why I don't want to make a video on it. So you're done. Next, we have Rooster Fighter. Rooster Fighter. Keep repeating myself. Rooster Fighter is good. Rooster Fighter is good. A lot gooder than the other stories here, but Rooster Fighter is good. There's not a dull moment in this. It's very funny. They literally just have chickens fucking. Like, it's that unhinged. And the main chicken, basically it's about this guy. He's a chicken. He's not a guy. He's a chicken. He wants to defeat all these. There's like a bunch of Titans coming around and shit. And he basically just wants to like kill this one Titan that killed his sister. Sorry. He just wants to kill his sister. He doesn't want to kill his sister. He wants to kill the Titan that killed his sister. There we go. And on the way, he meets other people and kills other Titans and stuff. And it's actually a pretty fascinating story. Like, the world building is great. There's a bunch of other animals. There's this one toucan that's, like, that dies, and it's, like, really sad and shit. There's this one... What's it called? There's one turtle. He's pretty funny. He's also like the chicken. But it's kind of funny because turtles have a very... I don't know if they have a short or long lifespan. But it's like, I was training for 2 days. And it's kind of played out like he was training for like 2 decades. It's pretty cool. What else? Oh yeah, the girl chicken with the lightning rod and shit. She's awesome. Especially when they attack the guy who's greedy with the sunlight. That was actually kind of sad. I didn't cry, but it was actually kind of sad. Especially with the tiny chick here. Look at volume 2. 1 second. This fucking thing right here, this chick right here, her story was sad. I don't really have any problems with it. It's just kind of like everything else on here is like better. So, but I don't really have any problems with it either. So, definitely a one to read. It's a Rooster Fighter. Only 2 volumes are out. I think the 3rd one's coming out this year, 2023. All right, next. Let me flip it over. We have the next volume that I'm gonna be covering is Look Back by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Very good, very good. 7 out of 10, solid. This was actually really good. Great story about this little girl. She's like she wants to be a manga artist, or she's like creating manga in the school newspaper. And then there's this other girl who's like a lot better than her, right? Like a lot better than her. And she wants to, be better than her because now the other girl's taking up space. in the fucking newspaper. So she tries and tries and tries and tries, and she doesn't get even close, so she quits. Then she actually meets the girl in person, and apparently she's big fans of the other. This sounds confusing. I don't know their names, but she's big fans with the other girl. So they become friends. They start making manga together, and then they create volumes, but they split apart, and then one of them dies. That whole other story. It's actually really sad, especially the ending. Or spoiler, I already kind of spoiled it. Spoiler alert! When they were like tossing the paper in there, and then somehow the other one got out. That was actually so sad, bro. It was so sad. The story's literally gas. I guess the only problem I have with it is I don't really have any problems. I actually really like the artwork too, especially those scenes where there's no dialogue. It's just like 5 or 6 pages of them just creating manga, and it's like a little montage of them creating manga. And I find that just like really nice. Because I just find it really nice. This is probably one of my favorite works by Tatsuki Fujimoto. And I want to read Fire Punch too. That one, that's on the list too. I haven't read it yet. But yeah, I find it really, really good. I found the story good. The characters were great. It was so good. I'm sorry. I'm just like looking back on it and I'm like, damn, this shit was good. Only problem, I don't know. Oh yeah, especially when the freaking thing on the back was kept. Oh my, it was so good. Only problem I have with it is the ending is a tiny bit confusing, especially with like the axe murderer thing. There was an axe murderer, and then this other girl like saved her, but I don't know who she was. I think it was like a dream or something. I don't actually know what it was. And I was a bit confused by it. But other than that, look back, magnifique. Alright. Number 4, we have Black Clover. Okay, that's bad. Black Clover is great. I love it. The art is beautiful. I like the main character, Asta. I like the side characters, all the Black Bulls. I'm on volume 7 right now. I haven't finished it. Volume 7 is great too, especially with the one girl, I forgot her name. The white-haired girl, where she was like trying to figure out how to get her powers and shit. I think they were trying to do an emotional moment there. I don't really read Black Clover for the emotional moments. I read it to look at cool art and have fun. Can we have like good lighting, please? Thank you. I'm not rich enough to buy a ring light. So, Black Clover, great, awesome. Sometimes you don't want to, I always say like, oh, the emotional moments hit, they didn't hit. Sometimes I don't even want that. Sometimes I just want to read a fun story where shit happens. That's basically Rooster Fighter. It's a fun story where shit happens, and then they have emotional moments too. But the emotional moments actually hit, they're good. So that's Black Clover. Number 4. Number 3, Spy Family, or Spy X Family, or Spy X Family. That was a bad joke. Can this chair stop creaking, please? Okay. Spy Family is good. It's very cute, very wholesome. Ooh. The art is beautiful. Fight scenes are good when there is a fight scene. It's kind of just made for all ages. I don't really have a problem with it. I just kind of found things that I think are better. But yeah, it's really, really good. I'm pretty sure you've seen the anime. I don't really have any strong opinions on it, nor do I think I have anything else to say that anyone else has already said. I finished volumes 1 and 2. I'm on volume 3. It's not really a priority to read right now, but I'm going to read it eventually. Yeah, that's Spy Family. No, I don't really have much to say about it, so. Okay. Number 2. This one might be a bit of a surprise, or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Number 2, we have The Boxer. Dang, this thing is heavy. Wow. And it's not that heavy, but it's heavier for, regular book. And how thin it is, too. Ooh, I have a lot of things about to say about this one. And the reason I didn't make an actual video on it is, I don't think anyone would ever watch it, but holy shit is this thing amazing. Oh my god. Especially the art. The art. Oh my. The writing? Jesus Christ. The characters? Bro. I don't know how. I do not know how. The one guy, what the fuck his name is? His name was like Ryu or some shit. I fucking hated that guy. But I don't know how the author did it at the end where he started crying. I don't know how, but I started feeling for him. Like, bro, it's okay, my guy. It's okay. And Jay, oh my god, Jay is literally my favorite character, bro. Jay is literally the best character. Main character, oh my, bro, the art is so good, bro. The way they contrast the different characters and shit. Like, there's a scene where they show characters on like their skill level by like the size they are, like, right. So Jay, he's at like the top of the mountain and he's like, or not Jay, Ryu, he's at the top of the mountain. He's like, I'm amazing, I'm this, I'm that, no one can touch me. And then he looks behind him and it's just a giant Ryu. Not Ryu, sorry. Ryu is like, I'm amazing, I'm this, I'm that, I'm amazing. And then he looks behind him and there's a giant Yu. His name's Yu, I think. What is his name actually? Hold on. What is his name? I don't actually know his name. Let me see. So yeah, he beats him to a pulp. And then... Oh yeah, and then the beginning too was so gas. And the fight scenes are beautiful. Like... hold on, they have wait, I think they say it. Oh, his name is Yu. Okay. Yu, and then he turns around and see a giant Yu, and it's fucking amazing, and he gets so scared, and then he actually gets beaten up, and you're like happy that he got beaten up, but you're actually kind of like feel for him too, and I don't even know how the author did that shit. Like, I'm actually kind of confused by it. Oh my god, is this shit amazing. It is one of the best starts to a manga I have ever read, period. And as a boxer myself, okay, bit of a problem. If you're a boxer, you probably don't, well, you should read it because it's good, but don't anticipate like actually good boxing technique. It's not there. I don't know how much the author knows about boxing. I guess he knows the basics, but he's just kind of going off like what makes sense. And usually what people think is like any sport really is just what Hollywood shows you. I get it. Not everyone knows. I mean, I used to think like that too. But, you know, the author says shit and I'm like, about boxing, I'm like, that's not how it works. But it's not really a big problem because not the average viewer isn't going to know much about boxing. Maybe they will if they're reading a manga called The Boxer. Yeah. And actually, funny story on how I found this. Right Stuff actually emailed me personally. Maybe not emailed me personally, but it was like, this manga is recommended for you. And it was The Boxer, and it didn't come out yet. It was like going to come out. It was like in November. I saw this in October, November, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Let me put it on the pre-order. I put it on the pre-order, and then it came, and I like completely forgot I bought it. And I was reading, or I was watching videos on it, on like how good it was. But and it actually kind of like makes you feel bad for like the other characters. I'm sorry, The Boxers is so good. Read it, you're gonna love it. Alright, number 1. And this is the manga I consider a masterpiece. And that manga is Grass. Now, most of you, I'm going to guess most of you, have not heard about this. And that's okay. I didn't either. Literally, I just saw this shit on the freaking shelf at Barnes & Noble's. And I saw it and it said Grass. And I told myself, no new series. No new series. No new series. And I looked at it, and I don't know why, I just looked at Grass, and I read through like the 2 pages, and by the way, the first 2 pages are just like a grass spread, like there's absolutely no words. And I saw how beautiful the art is, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that. So I did, and I spent an entire, not even afternoon, it doesn't take that long to finish this, but I spent like 3 hours sitting there just reading it and crying too. Oh my God, what a story! Especially because it's based off true events. It's very tragic too. Like, I didn't know anything about this. Like, I didn't know shit about like what was happening with the Korean War and the Japanese War and stuff. They're having a war. Basically, it's this grandma, and she's telling her story about how she was a kid in this war, when this war happened at least, and I mean that's really it, and it's just like the entire story of it, and it's so good. The first like part where spoiler alert, but like when she leaves her parents, that shit made me cry so bad. I don't know why. I really don't. It was just the art and the way it's drawn, and like the characters have very like very cartoony art. Like if you look at that, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's very cartoony, and it's very boxy. Like it's not traditional. I guess in manga you would see like, here, let me get Rooster Fighter here. Rooster Fighter is a good example. But like you have like these crazy streaks and lines stuff. Obviously it's boxed in, but with panels and stuff. But it's very comic booky. Here, it's very boxy. There's no like dynamics. It's just box, box, box. No different shapes. That's basically what I'm saying. And I think that works in its favor because they have like these beautiful landscapes and beautiful art and stuff, and they also have these very simple characters. And I think it works for it very well. And the story is absolutely beautiful. The characters, I mean, it's based on true events. You can't really have, I mean, the characters are good. At least the main character is good. They don't really have any like recurring characters that are the greatest, because you only really get the main character's perspective, which is, I guess, the grandma, but is kind of the other girl who's taking the story, because it's really so there's this one girl, she wants to get the story of the grandma and create it into a manga, and that's what the manga is about, but it's mostly about the story that the grandma is telling, but sometimes they flash back into the girl asking questions. Does that make sense? The story is about the grandma telling a story, but it's not actually happening in real time. I think that makes sense. And yeah, and it's just so tragic, especially on how like it's just so sad. I don't even have words to express it. It's so sad. It's tragic. It's depressing. There's no one happy moment in it, because as soon as there's a happy moment, you think back to all the shit that's happened to her, and you can't even like realize, like, because the grandma's like a nice person too. She's like a happy, uplifting person, very awesome and shit. And you can't even like realize, how did this person go through all this stuff and still like is actually like a nice person? How I can't even think that. Like, I don't even know how that exists. Because I mean, I've never been through this shit. And it's just a great, like, underlining story with great it doesn't even have great characters, but it's just a great plot, great art, huge, like, amazing moments, great callbacks, especially with the hair scene where they just cut the hair off. Oh my, I can't even express it into words. I don't even have, like, pros and cons. It's just, like, the story's a masterpiece. I can't even say why. I don't know. Just read it. It flies by, definitely. I think it's amazing. I think it's a masterpiece, actually. I think it's perfect. I don't see a single problem with it at all. And I love it. That's why. So, made it to the end of the video. I'm sorry. I can't say enough how much I'm loving the new background. We got the dang shells here. We got the blue lock. We got the soccer. We got the dang haiku up here. We got the Your Line April. We got the 2 box sets of I'm just naming random series on this one. But let me get volume 4 Food Wars on it. We're gonna be on that one. And then we got these shelves right here that I gotta put shit into. You ain't even ready for it. You're not ready. And next video, there'll probably be a new angle with the camera and shit, 'cause I'm going to put a new desk there, and I don't know how that'll work. But thank you for watching. Actually, thank you for watching, because this video didn't take a lot out of me, but just like the new setup and shit. Like, if I show you right now, I ain't even done with this shit. Look at this. Look at how dirty that is. Look at all this stuff I gotta clean up. It's crazy. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. You know, all that shit that YouTubers ask for. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.